Hello and welcome everybody to the Matrix Fitness Workout. My name's Matt. I'm really excited today to bring you our third live workout today. What we're going to be doing today is taking you through a body conditioning workout. What that means is that we're going to take you through 3 rounds of exercises. We're going to do each round twice, that way then the first time you do the exercises, you can really start to learn and understand what level of intensity you're going to work to. And then the second time we do them, you can either try and fulfill that time frame or full of repetitions, or you can try and challenge yourself a little bit further, and I will be with you every single repetition and give you progressions or regressions if you need them as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. You're going to need a little bit of space. I'm going to ask you to travel a little bit side to side. You have an option of bringing in a mat if you'd like to, just something where you can lie down, but you could also use a towel or a jumper to rest your elbows onto, put your hands onto, if that feels a little bit more comfortable to you as well. So first of all, get yourself a bit of space, get yourself all set up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take you through a little bit of a warm-up to get your body prepared. Now to begin with, what we're going to do is just have a slight bend in the knees and just start to reach the arms up across your body. Your whole goal here is to prepare yourself for the movements that we're going to be doing. So we're going to take some nice big ranges of movement to begin with. Take your arms across your body now, and then bring them in front of the chest. And the whole goal is to try and prepare your body for the workout we're going to be doing. Excellent. And what we're going to do is take your legs a little bit wider. We're going to take a long reach over from one side, come back to the center, and over to the opposite side. We're going to be taking these side bends in because I've got a few exercises later on which are going to be using the muscles down the sides of your body as well. So just to prepare your body for the workouts that are going to be coming up, we're just going to start to create these big ranges of movement to begin with. Now, taking your feet a little bit closer, we're just going to rotate the arms around the body. So you can see here I'm pivoting on my feet and rotating through my hips and around my spine as well. Now we've got an exercise coming up in the first round where we're going to be doing some strength work as well as some rotation through the spine. That's why we've got it in the warm-up as well. Now the next exercise we're going to do is a half squat. So I'm looking for you just to take your hips down towards your heels so that you start to feel like your muscles on the front of the thighs are going to feel like they're working a little bit more. And the whole idea here is to get some blood working to these muscles so that way then you can get the best workout because I have got some strength work in that first round and also in the third round of exercises there as well. Good. Okay, now give me a little punch combination here. What we're going to do is jab, cross, jab, and then we're going to jump and face the opposite direction. Jab, cross, jab, jump 180 degrees. Now let's start to bring in a little bit of speed into this. What I want you to do is start to work in this dynamic way with your arms. So that way then you can get your heart rates up, but also to create a little bit of mobility through the body. But we're going to start to activate through the chest muscles, the back muscles, and also through the shoulder muscles as well. And so these last ones, and relax. Now I want you to take your imaginary skipping rope. And like all boxes, we're just going to get you skipping. Skipping is a great way of increasing your heart rate and preparing you to take off on the floor. Now that's a little hint because I've got a few options where you're going to be taking some jumping options if you would like to. Now there's no pressure here. I will give you options so that you can pick the intensity that you would like to work to. Okay, now let's take a knee strike into this. We're going to reach across the knee, so drive your knee up nice and high. We're going to do 3 on each side and then we'll take it over to the opposite side. So think about reaching and driving your knee into these big movements. The whole goal here is it's a big mobility exercise, plus you really start to increase your heart rate when you're making these dynamic, big ranges of movement. Let's do the last 3 here. Then we're going to take you into some jumping jacks. So starting to bring the heart rate up a little bit more. If you want to challenge your fitness a little bit more, right from the beginning, start letting those arms come up all the way overhead. And bring that speed up a little bit quicker. By increasing your heart rate, this is how you can get a bit more calorie burning, but also at the same time improve your fitness during this time of lockdown. It's pretty wet outside, so anything that we can get you active and doing allows you to just keep your body moving a little bit more comfortably. Relax there. The first exercise we're going to do is a lateral shuffle. So check this out. We're going to shuffle to the side, reach across at around about ankle height and touch the floor, and then over to the opposite side. That's our first exercise, starting in 5 seconds. So you just shake your body out. You just need a little bit of space. Now, if you don't have the space, you can just move from side to side on the spot. Let's go for this. 45 seconds, moving across and down towards the floor. Now, because this is every single round that we're doing, we're going to be doing the exercises twice. Think about the quality of your movement to begin with. we can always bring intensity when your muscles are prepared for it as well. So start to think about getting your hips down nice and low, trying to look straight ahead towards the screen when you're doing these squats. And what that starts to do is it starts to keep your back straight, which means that you've got to go a little bit deeper into your hips. Now you've only got 10 seconds left to go. This is where already you should probably start to feel like your heart rates are up and you're moving a little bit quicker. Fantastic. Now the next exercise we're going to do is a lunge position. And what we're going to do, with 1 foot forwards, 1 foot backwards, I want you to take the knee off the floor. And we are just going to lunge in one place here, okay? So for 20 seconds, we're just going to lunge on the spot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swap the feet over in position, and we'll just do the same on the other side. Now this is called a split squat. Now what I like about this exercise, it's a very strong exercise. So we're going to let you just find your range of movement. But when we come back around to doing this exercise, I'm going to give you a couple of tips to make this exercise harder. Let's swap the legs over. Same thing again, lower the knee, down towards the floor, and bring yourself back up tall. Try and keep your chin and your chest away from each other so you keep that space in between your neck. That's how you can keep breathing all the time. Good. Last 5 seconds, let's get the last couple in. Excellent. Let's take it down to the floor. You can take a mat if you want to. What we're going to do on this one is we're going to do a press up on your knees. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up onto your toes and create this T shape. Okay, for 45 seconds, let's go. We're going to alternate each side. So reach up into that T. Now again, the press up and over to the opposite side. And you're going to notice that every single time you come up into that T position, you're probably going to need to just adjust your feet slightly. That's completely normal and completely natural. So just realign yourself. Try and get your chin, chest, and hips all the way down to the floor, and then bring yourself back up again. Now this is a fair bit of strength work, so I want you to keep that deep range of movement. Now you've always got the option of doing a full press up on the toes. So I'll explore that one as we go through these exercises a second time. Okay, relax there. Now we're going to repeat all three of those exercises: the lateral shuffle, the split squat, and the T press up. I'm going to offer you a few progressions this time. So this time we're going to travel a little bit further and a little bit quicker. In 3, 2, 1, give me an athletic stance. Let's travel. Reach across your body. Now push off the floor and try and change direction. If you don't have the space, here is your option. It's going to be here and here. So it could just be a step. And I want you to make sure you go low and come up and then go low. So make sure you get a rise and a fall in your height. But if you can, get in those couple of shuffles in between. Nice quick foot movement. This is great for people who want a little bit more explosive speed work, or maybe for people who play team sports and just want to work through the hips a little bit more. Really good for toning up the butt muscles. So keep yourself strong, keep that chin and chest up, and keep yourself moving from side to side. Good job. Okay, next one we've got is our split squat. So one knee on the floor. We're just going to make sure we've got a really strong position now. I said to you I'm going to give you a couple of coaching points here to make this exercise a little bit harder. I want you to imagine you're pulling the floor together in between your feet. So think about as you squeeze your legs tighter together, you're going to start to feel the front of the hip and the back of the hamstring on alternative legs, feeling like they're working a little bit more. So don't just move, making the movement easy. I want you to move with purpose, with strength, so you can really be strong as you move into these. Let's swap the legs over. Get you set up on the opposite side. Same thing again. Squeeze the leg. So it's almost like, if I refer to it as scissoring the legs together. Now the feet don't physically move, but I'm trying to get you to grip hold of the floor and pull the floor closer together. So if I was on a rug, I would be literally putting up a little bit of a hump in that rug, because I'd be squeezing those legs together. Okay, shake them out. Now we're going to grab hold of your mat if you've got one near you, because we're going to go down to our floor and do the T press-ups, but then the mat's there for our second round of exercises. So we said we've got the option of doing press-ups on your knees and then going up into your T, or follow me for a full press-up. Make sure every single time you lower down to the floor, the chin, chest, and hips all come down. So we don't want to leave your bum stuck up in the air. And you might still find that you need to pivot your feet slightly. That's completely normal. Your feet will need to be adjusted. Good, 15 seconds to go. Be strong, reach tall. Be really powerful, develop that strength. Good, and relax there. Good job, okay, that's the end of the first round. Our second round of exercises are all going to be floor-based on this one. So, have a lie down on your backs, and I want you to put your feet directly underneath your knees. Spine goes flat onto the floor. Now what's going to happen is you're going to just push your hips up, and then lower your hips back down again. So this is option one. This is your easier option. Now what we can do is we can start to lift your hips up, walk your heels out, and then back in together, and then lower down. So the heels walk out, back in, and then lower back down. And you can leave just the heels in contact with the floor. The key thing I want you to think about is pushing through your hips. So extend your hips up completely. So your hips are right up, pushed high, pushing up towards the ceiling. And then when you lower yourself back down, just touch the floor and then bring yourself back in again. Okay, relax there. Sit yourself up nice and tall. We're going to sit on the seat bones with a nice straight spine. Heels are just rested on the floor. Extend your arms out in front of me. Now I want you to lean back. Now when you feel a little bit of shaking, we're going to call this the tremor of truth. Get that little bit of shaking, and I want you to rotate from the center over to one side, and then alternate from one side to the other. Now if you can maintain that nice straight spine, that rotation is going to be a really strong position. Now we've rotated in the warm-up, especially for this exercise, so start to feel that new range that you created. So you're not feeling stiff, you're feeling nice and fluid, starting to move nicely with purpose, but all the time you've got that little tremor of truth in your stomach muscles. And if you haven't quite got that, or you lose at any time, lean back a little bit further. That's your goal. Now if you find that you lean back too far, you might start to feel your heels coming off the floor. So play the game between that heel position and how far you lean back. Now the next exercise we're going to do is a mountain climber. So we're going to come into a press-up position. Now once you get into that strong press-up position, I want you to bring one knee in underneath the body and then extend the legs again. So just keep a nice steady climb here. I don't need you to run, because what happens when you start to run is your hips start to go up, and then you focus on the speed. Well, I want to focus on the core strength. This second round of exercises is much more about mat-based focus, core strength, core stability, and then in the third round of exercises, that's when we'll try and push your fitness a little bit more as well. So just walking the knees underneath, try and squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. If I said you want to look at the edge of your mat, or maybe look at the imaginary line between your fingertips, that's a really good way of making sure that your spine stays straight, or the best it can as well. Okay, let's take you through those three exercises again. We've got the glute bridge, the Russian twist, and the mountain climber. So first exercise. Now, remember we gave you the option of just lifting the hips up or walking your heels? Well, I've got a slight alternative. This time it's a single leg bridge. So push the hips up and extend through. Try and get as much height in the hips as possible. Think about pushing your heel up towards the ceiling. And one of the things that you can do is bring your hands together, directly in front of the sternum, so right in the beginning of or the center of your chest, point it up towards the ceiling, and that just gives you that little bit less in contact with the floor, so you have to work on the stability. So now swap the legs over quickly for me, and push your heel with the other leg up towards the ceiling. Remember to try and fully extend the hips as well. That's a key focus. So push the heel all the way up, extend your hip. You should almost start to feel like you can squeeze your butt cheeks and your quads tight together. That's the goal. And relax there. Let's get you onto your seat bones for that really tall seated position where you're going to lean back. Now we're going to find that little tremor of truth in your stomach muscles, and then we rotate round from the side back to the center, realign the spine here, and then alternate. Let's work for 45 seconds here. Remember that little tremor of truth. The point where you can balance on your seat bones without your heels lifting up off the floor and maintaining that little shaking in the stomach muscles. I can even hear my voice start to wobble a little bit as I start to talk to you. I'm trying hard to keep that control and at the same time breathing all the time. So don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Keep that good tall posture in your spine. And just rotate around as far as you feel comfortable. Just come down to your last 5 seconds. We'll get a couple more on each side. Good. Excellent. And relax there. Let's turn you over onto your front. This is the mountain climber again. So hands underneath your shoulders, a really strong plank position. I want to feel like your core muscles are braced and strong here. So let's place your hands underneath your shoulders, up onto your tiptoes, and then bring your shoulder blades back and down. Remember where we said we were going to look was at the end of the mat, well, an imaginary line between the fingertips, and just slowly march those legs. Making sure you're fully extending the heel away from the rest of the body. Get a really strong position before you swap over to the opposite side, and just be as strong as you can. I don't want you to move quickly without putting in the effort. I want you to maintain a nice slow movement where the muscles are actually working. You've got 15 seconds of work to go. Keep that nice, slow, steady movement, driving your knees underneath you. Really strong position. Make the easy exercises hard because of the amount of work you put into them. Okay, relax there. Now, we're moving on to our third round of exercises. And in this round, I promised you that we were going to push your heart rates a little bit more. The first exercise is going to be a nice wide stance, and I want your feet turned out slightly as well. Now, this is called a Sumo Squat with a pulse. So you're going to pulse 3 squats down there, then come all the way back up. And let's keep these going. So 3 pulses, stand tall. Go down, 2, 3, and up. We go down, 2, 3. So you're doing those little 3 pulses at the bottom. Good, and then bring yourself back up tall. Now the whole goal here is to work the inner thighs a little bit more. You'll remember that when we did the lateral shuffle, the very first exercise we did where we're moving across the screen, that's the one that's challenged you on the inner thighs and also the outer thighs as well. So we want to make sure that we're in this really deep low squat position. Good, last 5 seconds. Keep these going. Last one. Okay, now we're going to take you down to the floor. I've got a little bit more strength work for you. I'm going to take you into that big jumping lunge position. Okay, so we're going to call this a renegade row. You're going to place your hands into a press-up position, and then bring one hand into the shoulder, put the hand back onto the floor, and take it over from one side to the other. Now your goal, and my goal to coach you into, is not to shift from side to side. So I want you to squeeze your bum cheeks together. I want you to squeeze through your quads. I want you to be mindful about how much force you're pushing down into your big toe when you do this exercise. Can you feel that when you lift one hand off the floor, can you feel the big toe gets pushed down into the floor as well? And that's really key. That means that you're not shifting from one side to the other. It's all about maintaining a really strong core position. And relax there. Now, here's a big one for you. Jumping lunges from one foot to the other. Let me give you the alternative. You can step back lunge into these. So you get to pick the intensity. Okay? Step back lunge or jumping lunge. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for this. So you pick the intensity. That's right for you. I'm going to try and keep all the repetitions going at this speed. So you've got an option. You can go quicker than me. That's no problem. I've got no problem coming in a close second place behind you if you want to race me. But it's your depth down there. It's your back knee close towards the floor when you swap your legs over. If it is, you're doing a great job. Can you keep your back straight so you get this vertical height every single time that you jump off the floor and back into the opposite side? You can see I'm using my arms as almost a counterbalance to help keep control of my body weight. Good work, okay. The Sumo Squat, the renegade row, the jumping lunges, then we're ready for our cool down. Let's turn the feet wide, reset your spine, 3 pulses at the bottom. Let's go, down, 2, 3, come up. Good, release, lower yourself down as far as you feel comfortable. Now you can see that my knees are over my feet. If you find that your feet are too close together, it's a big indication because your knees will be wider the way your toes are. So I'm going to ask you just to take your feet a little bit wider and then keep that depth really strong. Keep your back straight. You'll feel your heart rate coming back to you a little bit, but you should start to feel this burning feeling into your thighs here. Especially after those jumping lunges. If you did all those reps with me, you are going to feel it. Good, okay. Let's take it down to the floor for the renegade row. This is the last two exercises. I want strength, and then I want cardio. And that's going to give us this great body conditioning workout. So let's be strong here. Set yourself up into a really strong position, up into that press-up position, and then one hand comes off the floor, place it back down. Minimal shift from side to side. Eyes looking down at the top of the mat, or an imaginary line between your fingertips. Keep squeezing your quads and your glutes tight, trying to be really strong and resist that rotation. Here we go. Last couple on each side. You're coming down to your last 5 seconds, but I want the quality to be good. And relax there. Okay, here it is, team. The last exercise before I take you through just a few yoga exercises to help stretch off the muscles that you've been working. Let's get that step back lunge or that jumping lunge. Ready? 3, 2, let's go. Nice tall position. Remember, you've got the option to speed. This might be a step back lunge for some of you. It could be a powerful jumping lunge for others. You have to pick the intensity. Making sure you get the depth of the back knee going down towards the floor. That's the same on both options. Keep that rhythm going if you can. It's going to be tiring. Your legs aren't going to feel it. That's the goal. That's where the conditioning comes from. Keeping it strong. Now you've got the last 10 seconds. Let's keep that quality. Depth down low at the knee. Keep that speed up. So it's nice and steady. Oh, relax. Oh, those legs are going to be burning a little bit. Give me a little shake out. Now what we're going to do is stand at the end of your mat and we're going to walk down. So chin to chest. Roll down through the body. Walk your hands forwards. Just rest your knees onto the floor. Tuck your toes away. Lift your chin and chest. And think about rolling your shoulder blades back and down. Shoulders are taken with them. Good, now tuck your toes under, push up into this downward facing dog. Now just pedal your heels. Just walking that downward facing dog out. And again, into your up dog, lowering your hips forwards, peel your shoulders, nicely back towards your hips, lift the chin and chest. Let's go to downward facing dog one more time. Now from here, we're going to take a large step. So drive your foot up towards your hand. If you physically need to move that foot, that's fine. You can just wiggle it forward if you wanted to as well. Now I want you to reach up and extend your back heel. Check this out. That's your knee bent. If you can extend your back heel, that's when the stretch really opens up. And that's a beautiful stretch. This is called the world's greatest running stretch. Fantastic stretch all the way through the body. Now bring that hand down on the inside of your foot. Back to down facing dog and change over to the opposite side. And again, physically move that foot if you need to. Then reach the hand up, push the back heel away. There it is. Now hold that really strong tall position, reaching all the way up through the arm. Good. Now bring the hand down inside the body. Good. Rest yourself down onto your knees. Just lowering your hips towards your heels. I want you just to inch your fingertips forwards, just so you get a bit of a stretch down the back and down through the sides of the body. Good. Now let's turn over onto your back. What we're going to do is take you into a seated position here. So I'm going to place my hands behind you just to help stabilize me. I'm going to ask you to put one foot over your thigh. Now bring your knee in closer towards you so you get a nice stretch all the way through your outer glutes here. So think about the outer hips The glute muscles, this gets a really nice stretch. This is a seated figure 4 stretch. One of the other things that you do is you can do the standing, that requires a fair bit of balance, and after those leg workouts, especially the jumping lunges, you might feel a little bit wobbly at the moment. So just give you a little bit more time. Let's swap the legs over. We will take them into a balancing exercise though, so we'll just see how hard you do work the legs. You can always hold on to a coffee table or a chair nearby you if you need to. Lower yourself down through those legs. Now what we're going to do is roll up through the spine here. So just slowly come all the way back up, loosen out your arms and your legs, give it a little bit of a shake. Now we're going to take you into a standing position. So just recenter where your body is. We're going to take one foot into the palm of your hand, bring your knees together. Good, perfect. Now hold that nice and still if you can. You've got a slight bend in the standing foot. Now I want you to think about pushing your foot into the palm of your hand and just opening up through the hip. That gives you a really nice stretch to the quad, but also stretches out the hip flex after doing all those abdominal exercises as well. Now just give that a little shake. Let's swap it over to the opposite side. Slight bend in the standing foot. Open up through the hip. Pause. And whether you're just keeping an eye on the screen in front of you, that might help keep your balance a little bit as well. Good. Give that a little shake. Good. Well done. Just shake out the arms, rotate them through, just loosen them up a little bit. Thank you very much for joining me. My name's Matt. Thank you for joining the Matrix Fitness live workout. We'll be back again on Thursday at 7:45 in the morning, 12 o'clock, and also 5 o'clock in the evening as well. So until Thursday, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.